Hi, welcome to another installment of the Erik M Pelton Associates trademark video series. I'm Mark Donahue.
And I'm Erik Pelton.
And today we are talking about ornamental trademarks.
What is an ornamental trademark, you ask, of course?
What is an ornamental trademark?
An ornamental trademark is entitled to less protection, and the real reason is that it's not used as a true brand. It's really a decorative use. Let me show you an example right here of an ornamental use of a trademark. It's a nice big one too, so it's easy on the camera. Business of Software Conference, they handed out this bag. Now, people are unlikely upon seeing this to believe that Business of Software is a brand of tote bags and that they might be able to walk into a bookstore or a store that sells tote bags and ask for a Business of Software bag. It doesn't really function as indicating the brand. Here it really just functions as providing information or promotional materials about the conference.
Or making the bag look nice. Yeah, of course,
it does look quite nice.
I'm sure it's a brand for conferences, but it might not be a brand for bags.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
Precisely. So, slogans on T-shirts and on bumper stickers are really the most common areas that we see this all the time. People are always trying to register. There's been a lot of news recently about people trying to register Occupy Wall Street related phrases as trademarks. If they just use it across the center of a T-shirt, it's unlikely that it's really indicating the source of the products and that consumers are going to view it as a true brand.
Right.
The reason this gets complicated is because larger brands, Nike, Louis Vuitton, Adidas, use their trademarks often always in a way that indicates the source of the brand on the labels and on the hang tags and maybe on the breast pocket or on the shoulders. But then they sometimes also use it in an ornamental way. So people see that and it leads to more confusion about why they can't register their ornamental design.
Yeah, but the critical fact here is that Nike is using it as a brand as well as, in a quasi-ornamental way.
And they have a full line of shirts and clothing products, and so it's not just a one-off product where, again, that would tend to show that there's no brand that's being recognized there. It's just a display in the front. Another giveaway is if it's just a display on the front, what is on the tag? If it says Hanes or Fruit of the Loom on the tag, that's, again, an example. That is not, Occupy Wall Street is not the source of the T-shirts.
Right. And we've got some examples here of how to use it correctly.
Here's a good example from Champion. You see on the sort of breast pocket area, they've got the Champion logo displayed, and that in and of itself would likely be sufficient to recognize that this is the source of this shirt. They're not trying to communicate some sort of message with this, other than to say, this is made by Champion. If you like it, you could get another one from Champion. But they've gone further, and on the label area, it actually has the Champion logo and the word Champion to further really indicate the source conclusively.
Yeah, and where this comes in real handy is in your trademark application. The Patent and Trademark Office is going to want you to provide evidence of how you use the mark on your goods. And so if you register a mark for T-shirts, they're going to say, show us a T-shirt and show us where it is. And if it's just here on the front, they're going to say, well, that's not really a trademark use. They're going to want to see something like on the breast pocket or on the neckline.
So, as I mentioned towards the beginning, a ornamental use can still be registered, assuming that it clears all the other hurdles for a trademark, like there's no conflicts and it's not descriptive, and then it meets all the other requirements. It can still be registered, but generally that's going to be on the supplemental register of trademarks, which is weaker. It's an admission that there's something that in the trademark in the application that lacks the strength of a fully protected trademark on the principal register. Applicants can get around that, one, by using it properly. That's the best idea. Mm-hmm. It is also possible to either acquire distinctiveness and overcome the ornamental refusal, or to be using it on a piece of clothing or some other item as a secondary indicator of the brand source. Something you might see like this would be a hat with a John Deere logo on it. Yeah. Everybody knows that John Deere is a true brand, and it's well protected, and so they're sort of given a more liberal interpretation and allowed to register that for hats because it's connected to a real brand for farm equipment and lots of other things.
Yeah, people will assume they know that's a brand. Okay, they must be behind the hat. It's not necessarily decorative, but I'm assuming if they have good trademark attorneys that the John Deere logo is also somewhere on the back of the hat.
Yeah, or on the tag, or
Yeah.
on the label, and it probably has the registered trademark symbol on it. Again, these are all things you're trying to convey to the customer, that this is the source, that this is, tells you something about the brand, not just tells you a message or that this design looks cool or makes a political statement,
Exactly.
So again, our tips would really be to, if you have something that is arguably ornamental, think about what kind of evidence you're going to need for the trademark office, and think about coming up with that evidence and using the trademark in as strong a manner as possible.
Yeah, like be technically correct. Use it somewhere on the product as your brand, not just as a decoration.
Yeah, you can use it ornamentally as well
Right.
if it's also on the hang tag or on the brand.
Yeah,
We have here a nice example, a greeting card, and you would say, who makes this greeting card? Well, is it Snoopy that makes the greeting card, or whoever owns Snoopy? Well, this was just, if there was no indication of the brand on the back of the card, this would probably not really serve to indicate who made the card. But wisely, on the back of the card, they indicate that it is a Peanuts Snoopy card, and that it's a Hallmark brand card. And so this is sort of akin to a hang tag or a label on a t-shirt, indicating the source of the card. This is like an official product. This is who you would complain about if you don't like the quality. If you like the quality, this is what you would look for to find a similar card, those type of things. So I hope we've shed some light on the confusing world of ornamental trademarks. Thank you again for joining us. For more videos, you can visit us at Erik Pelton, that's ErikPelton.tv, or ericpelton.com. If you have any specific questions about your trademark situation, we urge you to consult an attorney. This presentation is not formal legal advice. And finally, it is copyright 2011, Erik M Pelton Associates. Thank you.